Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Rebel Inc. Escalation Custom Scenarios. We're going to try out a scenario today called... Where are you? It has to do with the Battle for England. Where is it? Why isn't it here? There it is. Just had to reload the tab. Okay, Battle of England. 5 stars, which is kind of impressive, by Paulus Rommel. Fun. Is 1941. The fall of France was successful, and now we have to deal with the possibility of a Nazi invasion in our territory. They already landed in Dover, and they want to burn London and conquer all UK empire. Your objective is to maintain our territory and return the Nazi army to the seas at least for some years. Okay. So is this like an actual successful Operation Sea Lion or something? Maybe. Okay, well, I mean, it's got 5 stars, so I'm a little bit hopeful. Let's give it a go. Doctor, tribal elder, celebrity, tax collector, chef, engineer. I guess all these are fine, but maybe we swap this around for, let's say, the logistics expert. That's usually my go-to instead. All right, normal difficulty. And it is Operation Dover. Welcome to England. Oh God, get me out. No, I'm kidding. I would love to go to England someday, but anyway, the Nazi army already control the parts of the south, and they are coming near to London. Your objective is to stabilize our zones and quick the Nazi invasion to the sea. Some of the sentences are a little bit awkward, but that's all right. So for our upgrades, what do we start with? We have Air Elite of USA. Decrease significantly the airstrike cooldown time, and you will have airstrike initiative bought. Wait, the U.S. is providing the Air Force in 1941? Interesting. Okay, well, go for the U.S., I guess. Luftwaffe supports. Oh, gosh. All right, so they have their own airstrikes, and fast development will have the Germans. Okay. Their propaganda is useful for their army. Decrease support level within time near the German zone. Okay, so support around red zones gets worse. Got it. High expectations, lack of stability will make things worse a little bit sooner. Blitzkrieg tactics increases their strength and their speed. Thanks to our allies and most of the USA. I love that the Americans are especially pointed out as being the good, helpful guys in this. Oh man, when we get involved in a war, oh man, the Americans really do get involved, don't they? We get some extra funds and coalition time. I like that. Vulnerable embassy we have to defend, and the fall of France, the loss of the huge part of the forces in France made us lost all our heavy equipment defiant. Okay, I'm guessing we don't have tanks. Is that what you're saying? I don't have tanks? I'm okay with not having tanks. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and place our HQ. We do start with an oil derrick, and it looks like we have at least a couple of garrisons to try and hoard off their advance. Several troops training right off the bat. Fascinating. So this is going to be a very aggressive scenario. For civilian initiatives, we start with quite a bit, including upgraded highways and some roads. That's going to be great. Some jobs and stuff. Also... a few things that are unusual, like courts and lawyers over here, not usually located in that area, but that's fine. Lots of water upgrades, because we all know the English got great plumbing. That's just what they do. All right, we got anti-corruption and corruption purge. Corruption's actually already kind of there. Instaurate war censorship. Instaurate. Do you mean like institute war censorship? I don't block any try of the oppositor political groups and destabilizing the country, and block any media for enemy propaganda. Good lord, the spelling is amazing. Gain some reputation, increase support level, huge increase of hostility, increase of corruption. Use this in emergency cases. Okay, we're gonna try not to do that then. I'll take your word for it. Regional census, we don't need it this moment. PR and media office is so impactful, it's kind of hard to say no to picking that up right off the bat. We've got some police and stuff which will help resist the German advance. Intelligence agency. This will open up some initiatives for fund, support, combat, intel, security, stract, reputation, and security. We get MI6. I'll take MI6. It's just a matter of principle. Why not? Arrest the radical oppositors. So the opposition is what you mean to say. Some leaders of the opposition, or the opposition, I don't know, like the black shirts, are starting to desensitize the country. They organize some protests, and that is risky for us. Indirect increase of support level. Decrease slightly for insurgent threats, but increase the speed of a German attacks. A good propaganda for Germany, basically. Win 5 reputation. Okay, counterintelligence. Increase global security, giving intel, soldier strength, and security. And anti-partisan agents. Increase support, it says it actually goes down, but all right. Earn reputation, the possibility of their propaganda being used against us. So basically, the more hostile our actions are, the more likely the Germans are going to be able to do something against us, right? Look at how oppressive they are. Yeah, that kind of a thing. All right, so we have this all done. We've got lots of really good airstrikes, very frequent, very heavy duty, close combat brigades, anti-tank weapons, sniper support, machine gun regiments. Get some more garrisons, more soldiers, recon planes for intel, which is basically drones, radar, So Intel increased support levels, so it's basically just another form of telecoms, but in the military tab. Conscription, recruit more soldiers, decrease a lot of recruitment time, but also reduce their strength. Give them enough big guns, and I think that makes up for it, no problem. Let's see, we also have artillery, armored vehicles, recon, anti-air, and light tanks. So several ways to increase the strength of our units. I don't know how effective any of those are going to be individually, but we'll see. Let's pop over here and quickly grab a specialist depot or two before we have a chance at losing any of these, because that would obviously be highly unfortunate. Do we want to go ahead and start placing down garrisons? Answer is yes. I mean, they'll guarantee to be placed kind of around the red zones we've got right now, so all this does is help me to actually control this a little bit. The question is, do we place it right here? And I think the answer might be yes. Seems like a fairly defensible location. It'll protect all the mountain ranges in this area. This is the one area that's currently undefended, and we've got to be wary about that. We're going to deploy some specialists, because I think it never really hurts to have some specialists, but I will be attaching them to national soldiers instead, ideally. Could go for more strategic communications, but I mean, let's instead go for some better policing force so we can resist them, and a little bit more anti-corruption, make sure you purge that down. So we've got to try to burn these guys out of here quickly, because we know that we're going to have issues with reputation very early on. That was something that was warned to us, so let's be ready for that possibility. More telecoms could be fun. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and pick up even more roads. Hello, what is that? Road restorations, like restaurants? Restorations. Make road zones more accessible, give bonus to support, combat, construction, and intel. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy the remote specialist over here as well. So this is one area where if we do fight the insurgents, they all die. Like, I want them to go in here, and then I want to kill them. This is a good spot for me to be fighting, technically speaking. All right, so they're attacking right on cue. Perfect. Let's go over here and send in some of our coalition soldiers. Deploy the rural specialists. We'll keep all of them. That sounds fine. Hoping we're going to get a lot of extra money, though. Honestly, the U.S. might be represented as an oil derrick in this case. I don't know. We'll see. So we're fighting over these areas. We're trying to reinforce. Struggling a little bit. Let's make sure we take some airstrikes over here. Quickly knock these guys out. Peace is not possible. Yeah, it would be a little weird if we just ended World War II here for a Battle of England. That'd be fun, but yeah, probably not a good idea. I'm going to go for even more military police, because when you have this many enemies, being able to roll these initiatives out slows down their advance by a lot, and that's usually worth it, in my opinion. They're going into the mountains. Let's go ahead and contest over here. There we go. Took those guys out. Perfect. We do want to fight over these mountains, ideally. I am tempted to send in the remote specialist here just to make sure we can win this fight, but I think we have to live without it. They're going to be attacking pretty aggressively is what it seems like. We've got these garrisons, and oh man, so these airstrikes get guaranteed kills, which is really, really powerful, and I am loving it. Loving it. Let's go for some more units. Beyond that, I think I am going to go for conscription, which I know reduces strength, but I also kind of need to train these guys up a lot faster than they have been up to this point. Let's go for a rural specialist here, a remote specialist on you. We have these coalition troops on the way. We're going to send them up over there. Very good so far. Okay. Corruption should be more or less fine. I'm not too worried about strategic communications at this point. What are people asking for? Dirt roads. You know, dirt roads, I guess we can go ahead and start getting. Let's go for another big airstrike. Ba-boom! Gets rid of a whole bunch of them. Very, very good. So we need to hold this line, because it looks like the Germans are spawning off fast enough that we basically have to have a very well-fortified front, or they're just going to continue pushing nonstop. That's the impression I'm gaining out of this so far, and I'm sticking by it. Let's continue with this. Boom. Come on, we got to be able to win that by now, for real. We might need to get some scout planes. Let's go ahead and do that. I would like to get more strength from our garrisons. That could make a big difference in some of these areas. Coalition troops shouldn't die, I would think. We're going to tighten the rules just to reduce the risk of some civilian casualties, and I'm worried that we're going to lose a national soldier over here, but we need to keep fighting over places like this. We do. Darn! All right. Well, there goes one of my specialists. All right, so we're going to lose this ground, and that's going to have to be all right. We'll get a replacement, and we just need to hold these mountains. So what I'm going to do is place you here and see what happens. Let's go for some big airstrikes like so. With a cover-up overall, so... Oh, wow, 4% chance and I failed? You're kidding me. More coalition troops are needed, and we're going to have to defend this garrison, because so far the coalition troops are kind of the only way to go. So we're fighting over all of this. We're winning all of these fights. This is good so far. Okay, so they have to keep pushing back. All right, so the question is, do we start making a push now and try to take one of the cities? If we push forward with these 2 units, we could try to set up a new line here, and that wouldn't be too bad, I think. So let's try moving you here. We're losing reputation constantly from the cities, which is a little bit concerning for me. All right, so we found a camp. We should be able to get rid of that pretty quick. Let's go for some airstrikes, defend the national soldiers. I'm going to go for anti-tank weapons, and actually maybe with something else. Sniper support will be fine. I need to increase their strength, and we need to get more reinforcements over here right now. Make sure that these guys do not die. I do not want to lose more units. Push you forward. Airstrike here. Pew. Every time we kill... Oh. Every time we kill a large group, that obviously reduces their strength by a pretty large amount, so it makes it a lot easier to win some of these important fights. I'm going to push you forward here. You stay here. If we have to pull back later, we can. The better roads will make it a little easier. Let's go for an airstrike in this area. Boom. All right, hoping to win this. There we go, there we go, there we go. Elections. Do we want to have democracy in England? I don't know, maybe. I'm going to tighten the rules again, trying to reduce the likelihood of civilian casualties since we can do our own airstrikes. So we found some training complexes. Knocking these out early is going to be so useful. Let's go ahead and hit them hard here so they all go away. Perfect. All right, that's going to be great. 31% chance of failure. These airstrikes are looking really freaking penalizing all of a sudden, aren't they? We're going to go for some new units and interpreters so that our Americans apparently don't upset all of the Brits. That would be just too unfortunate for them. Get an urban specialist in position, sure, why not? So we're freeing one of the cities, so that's great. So the ports are taken care of. That's going to reduce some of my reputation loss by a lot. Do we want to start fighting over these mountains, or would I rather try to sneak all the way around over here? Honestly, freeing up the city would be great, because if we can hold this choke point, hold the river, then we can start clearing out this group without too much issue and get rid of one of the losses of reputation. So I think that could be nice. What is this? Military business people? So you're talking defense contractors and stuff. Help roll out initiatives. Okay, that's pretty normal. Civil assistance, human terrain, no biggie. I think we continue increasing soldier strength wherever possible to fight against these Germans. Thank God the Americans are sending us all manner of awesome military gear. I love this stuff. Thank you. All right, so do we want to go ahead and start making a push this direction? Maybe. I think we hold off for just a minute longer. Make sure we get our footing over here. Let's get an airstrike in position. Go get them, Americans! Wow, that didn't do as much as I needed it to. 44% chance it fails, and somehow we're getting through on that. All right. 47% chance the Germans... Nope, they failed to disrupt democracy. Thank God! I'm not going to keep tightening rules. It doesn't seem to be doing me a lot of good. How did you guys get over here? You just snuck right through. How dare you? Get back over here. All right, airstrike the city. Pew! That's probably not going to have any issues, right? Get rid of that camp. 44% chance. I can't believe we continue to successfully deny with such incredibly bad odds. Normally I say I'm horribly unlucky, but in this case it seems to be working great. Let's go ahead and increase their speed as well as some recon coming into these areas. Coalition soldiers will be leaving me pretty soon. That's not great, but I'll live with it for the moment. So these guys instantly died. That's interesting. They had an avenue of retreat, but they did not take it. Let's go ahead and start pushing forward with... Honestly, some coalition soldiers, let them do the heavy lifting. You guys are going to go over there. You're going to come up over here. And we should be able to start really putting the pressure on these guys. Really pressuring them. Let's get some more national soldiers training up because, I mean, really, why not? Still fighting very heavily over this city. We're getting rid of their local stronghold so we can fight over this a lot more effectively now. You push forward. And as long as they don't leave this zone, we can do an airstrike. I'm going to... Oh, I can't do a long extension. All right, we need to drag this out as long as we can. Pew over there, so that'll be taken care of. Boom, okay, got that. 39% chance, man. Okay, so you are going to have to go home. Then we're gonna send these coalition troops up here. We're gonna let you guys move in here, and actually, no, send you here, send you here, send you, actually, no, even better, send the urban specialist here. I want the coalition troop here just because I bet you they're gonna train up some more units in a minute, and that could become a problem pretty quick. Reduce insurgent strength sounds fantastic to me. I don't really feel the need to roll out any initiatives because we already started off with practically maximum support from the very beginning, so it doesn't seem to do me a whole lot of good. I don't need any of this. Anti-partisan agents, I don't see the point. War support 1, gain funds, inflation, increase in corruption, gain reputation. You know, I might as well. I mean, it's a pretty pittance as far as corruption is concerned. Foreign relations. Hey, Germans, stop attacking me, please. Get the heck out of Britain. Don't do it. Get out. No one wanted you here in the first place. Out, 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 out. All right, so we'll take care of this. That's fine. So this is going to get cleared out. We're stabilizing some more zones. Managed to get rid of a camp. Tighten the rules again, I guess. Fine. We do find out that there are some insurgents over here. And a bunch more elsewhere. Hang on. Time to push forward like this. We'll have plenty of reinforcements. We can deal with these guys. I know these guys are over here. We can contest them, but I don't think I'm that worried about it. We're going to reinforce here. We're going to quickly bomb this, make sure we win. Take out another training complex. Excellent. So we're going to get rid of whatever was over here. Landmines? Okay. Unfortunately, you have to go home. We are going to send you here, and I'm going to go ahead and airstrike this and just get rid of the insurgents entirely here. Boom. Bye, Germans. Okay. So that's going to leave me with not a lot more troops, but we're timing this out just about perfectly, I think. How did these guys just spawn? I don't know, and I'm peeved about it. Let's go for some armored vehicles. Let's go for some light tanks. Starting to feel a little like Hearts of Iron 4 all of a sudden, now ain't it? Boom, boom, boom. All right, so the National Soldiers are doing their thing. You can go home. You guys are going to push forward. Airstrike this. Make sure that we don't lose this fight if you don't mind. That's why I want the Coalition Soldiers doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Found a camp. Bomb it. Get reputation. Thank you. These guys spawned. They're going to die instantly as well. We can go deal with this. You go into these mountains. And that should be more or less it. I'm pretty... Oh, never... Now take it back. This is one of the things that's always confused me a little bit. It's like, hi, I'm Rebel Inc. If they don't have camps, they're not supposed to be able to spawn. Oh, lo and behold, here are 3 zones that are scripted to keep spawning, like, all the time. It's like, what are you doing? That's not fair. You're cheating. You're not allowed to do that. Get out of here. Right? Am I crazy? That's just how I feel. Anyway, if we leave some troops over here, though, I'm hoping we can deal with them. You go over here. We'll just kind of prevent these guys from spawning, or if they do spawn, hopefully we get to instantly kill them, because it looks like they're dying whenever they spawn and we defeat them instead of running away, which is very, very, very convenient. We'll go for the artillery support because why not? We'll just go ahead and shellac the crud out of it. Let's go for some strategic communications, and we'll go for some remote subsidies, urban and rural, and just roll out a bunch of stuff. Plus, we'll get the military business, civil assistance, boom, 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 who cares? Just roll out more of those initiatives, stabilize this area. We've already basically dealt with these guys completely. So, as far as I'm concerned, we should be able to win this without any problem, right? Like, they have no more camps. We got 160 reputation. Game over, right? Game over? No? There we go. Last zone stabilized. The Germans haven't pushed out. I got 200 summit reputation. Not bad. And apparently the war lasted until 1948. Well, you can't win them all. All right, well, that's fine. 5 stars overall, 3,724 points. It's a pretty fun scenario. A bit fast-paced, you know, as you would expect. You are actively trying to repel a naval invasion. I do think starting with extremely high support level would seem really overpowered, but in this particular scenario, it's really not so much about trying to win the hearts and minds of people, because obviously you're defending your own home against a German invasion, so it kind of makes sense that you start with a really high support level. It would be interesting if there were more ways you could lose support with the propaganda and stuff, right? Like the German advance and the German propaganda never really affected me on this one, but nonetheless, I think it's a pretty cool idea for a scenario. Just a little sad that it took me, well, several years to get these guys out of Britain. But oh well. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.